Hello again, class. So this lecture that I'll be covering today is from computational thinking and programming from your Unit 1. And I've already given you few lectures. I've already covered few lectures from here. So this is from Unit 1, right? So that you'll be aware of. Okay, so we are continuing here with the Python programming concept. We have learned about many of the basic concepts that you need to understand, that you need in order to be able to write down your program. Right, so in this particular lecture, we will discuss about the different operation, the different ways of handling a file and the need of having a file in a Python. Now, what do you understand by file handling? File handling, to make it very simple, is the ability of a program, in this particular case, which is a Python, to handle different type of files. I mean to perform certain type of operation on a particular file. The file can be either a data file, it can be a text file, it can be any type of file. And we will look into that and know exactly what a type of files that are being handled by a Python. And so what you have is in introduction, this is what I can say. And now what you have been doing is so far is you type your Python program, right? You have been running, say, a very short program. You type your coding, fine, in using any of the IDEs. You might have used Jupyter, say, for example, use Spider, fine, or any of the software. Right? So what you have been doing is you type some coding here, fine, maybe a 5 lines coding, maybe 100 lines coding. And then what you do is every time you want to see the program, every time you want to run your program, you run it and then you notice it in the, there is, you have a window right on the side of your IDE and then you see the output there. So what normally happens is every time you want to run a program and every time you want to say, for example, okay, I'll take this example so that it'll be easy for you. You are adding two numbers. So what happens is you write down the coding for the addition of two numbers, okay, your Python program, and then okay, what it's done, you save it and then you run it. Say you have asked the user to enter any two number. Okay, so the user will enter two number. Once the two number have been entered, and then the two number will be added up. Okay, say second time you want to perform the same operation, you want to add up two different numbers. So again, you run the program and what you get is you enter the two number from the keyboard. Now what you are doing here is every time you want to enter a new data, and every time you want to enter a new number, what you do is you keep on entering the data from the keyboard. See now if I come out of the program, I mean if I exit from this particular apps from my IDE, next time if I reopen the same program, if I want to add up any two number, and I'll be doing exactly the same operation. I'll run the program and then I'll enter the number from the keyboard, I mean two numbers, and then I get the answer. Right. See here we are dealing with only two small number, which is very easy. So every time you run, no matter how many times you run it for 5 times, you run it for 500 times, you will be entering the number over and over again. Now imagine this. You have a database and where you are asked to enter the details of say some 100 number of students. Let's just take a very small number, 100 number of students, and the details include the number of a roll number of a student, the name of a student, say the address of a student, and then the contact number of a student, the roll number, say the name, the address, and then the contact number of a student. So for one student you need to enter four details and you have to enter the details for 100 students. So that means if I have to total the total number of data that I need to enter for one student, it is 4. So if I have 100 students, it will be 4 multiplied by 100, which will be equal to 400 data. Fine, remember in the initial example of adding two program, you entered two number. So it is not difficult for you to keep on re-entering the number over and over again. Now, but if you have to enter the 400 data, of course, at the very first time, you don't have any option but to enter all those details. Fine. So now, okay, once you are done with this, I say there's some mistake and maybe you want to make some changes in the program. You run it one time. You enter the details of all the 100 number of students, which is a total of 400 data. Once this is done, okay, you realize that you have made some mistake in the program. It happens, right? Every now and then when you write program, you want to bring something, maybe you want to arrange it in a particular order, or maybe you want to leave a space in between, or whatever is the reason. So now in this particular case where you have to enter 400 data, so what you do, you come back to the program, you make the required changes in the program, and then you save the program, you run the program. Now if you run the program again, what will happen? You will have to re-enter all the data over again, yes or no? Okay, so for one student, all those four details, and then you have a total of 100 students, so 400 students. Now, if you really think about this, you think this is humanly possible for you to re-enter all those 400 data over and over again every time you open this particular program? The answer is a big no. Fine. It is not possible for you to enter a large data over and over. If you're talking about 2, 3, maybe 100, 10 numbers, then okay, fine. You can always enter it over and over again. But when you're talking about a very large amount of data, it is not possible for you to enter this data over and over again every time when you make changes in the program. So this is the option for you. Fine. This is a way out of this. Now what you do is, one time you run the program, okay, you don't have other option but you enter all those data. Now when you enter this data, rather than leaving it there, fine, in your screen, you save it somewhere to, say for just now, you just save it anywhere. Fine, just save it anywhere somewhere in the memory of the computer. Now where you will be saving is actually a file, but we will come to this. Fine, so you will save it somewhere in the memory of a computer. Now the next time you want to use those data again, what you need to do is, you don't need to enter those data again. You don't need to type it from the keyboard over and over again for all 100 students. But you just tell the compiler here that you need this data which has been stored somewhere, and you need to know where you have stored your own file. Okay, you need to know the location of your file, so you tell the compiler to go get that file or get that data from this particular location. Right, so this is what we are dealing with here, fine, in file handling operation. So file here is a very simple concept. File is a collection of data, fine, where what you do is you store only related items in a file. You talk about any type of file. Fine, if in general you are talking about a file, there are different type of file. You have say, a text file, you have a PDF file, you have a document file, you have a PPT file, fine, you have a MP3 file, and you have a JPEG file, you have a GIF file, so on and so forth. And then for your Python program, you have a .py file, and those are the different type of file. Every file is differentiated based on the extension. You write a file name, dot followed by the type of file. If you are dealing with a Python file, it is .py, right? So a file here is a place, fine, where collection of related data are stored. You're not just storing one data, you're storing collection of many data. So it is a storage place where you store all related data. Okay, so that is what you will be doing in your file. So now in Python, what is the need of all these data files? What are the need of this file? First thing is, right, you can access large amount of data every time you run a program. So you'll be saving your time, right? You don't need to enter it over and over again. You'll be saving so much time for storing the file in the first place, and then just extract it every time you need it. It's like having a database where you don't have to enter people data over and over again. You type it one time and then you can just check from there. Fine. So what happened is, this will be saving time. Fine. Otherwise, what happened is, storing the file will consume lots and lots of time. So that is basically one of the main advantage of using a file, so that you will not have to rewrite the file over and over again. And you write it one more time, once you write it, it's always there. It's like you save a particular file, you type some word, say, fine, if I ask you to do your assignment, you save it in a file, in any type of file, and then every time I ask you for this file, you don't have to write it again from the beginning. You can just copy the file, get it from wherever you have saved it, and then send it to me. Okay, so this is exactly what is happening here in file handling in Python also. Now what I have listed here are the basic operation that can be handled or that is being carried out by a Python. So under file handling, Your Python can be used for creating a new file or even for inserting data to an already existing file. And you can either create a new file, and it's like creating just a normal file, but okay, here you have to follow those certain codes. And then you can also read the data from an already existing file. You already have a file saved somewhere in your memory. You can just go read the data from there. You can update an already existing file. You already have a file, you want to add a few more data, or you want to say remove or delete some data from there. You can always do that. You can delete an already existing file or delete only maybe some of the content from the file. That is what you can do. Fine. So there are endless number of options that you can do. Now, what you'll be learning in this chapter is how exactly are this particular operation being carried out. What are the commands that you need to know in order for you to say create a file, to read an already existing file, to update a file, and to delete a file. But before going into the various operations that are involved here, right, we will just for now continue with different types of files that you will come across. Right. So in your Python programming, you will come across basically three main type of file. One is a text file. Text file is just your normal text file where okay you type things from your keyboard and exactly the same thing will be stored in the file. Right. We will discuss in details regarding this in next lecture. Second one is where you have a binary files. Binary files from the name itself, I think you should be able to understand it. This particular file store data in its zeros and ones combination. So no matter whether it's a number, whether it's an image, whether it's an audio or a video, everything will finally be converted to a zero and ones combination. Next one here is a CSV file or a comma separated values file. Fine, this CSV here is more like a spreadsheet or an Excel. Fine, few of you might have used an Excel. Fine, from your Microsoft Office suite. So in Excel, what you do is you have all those boxes, right? All those small cell or the small rectangular box. So the same thing is what your CSV file will look like. The only difference is that every value here, every data will be separated with a comma. Each and every data will be separated with a comma. And so, okay, we will continue with exactly what are the different, what is a text file, what is a binary file, and what is a CSV file, and how does it look like, and what are the operations that are involved in each and every file in the later lecture. As of now, we'll stop here for today. Thank you very much.